to the classroom, feel the energy rise. We're here to teach and learn, it's a beautiful sight. From all around the world, different cultures unite. Welcome to the ESL live stream, where we're learning English and fulfilling our dreams. No matter where you're from, we're all here as a team. Together we'll conquer, we're living the dream. Teach and learn, it's a beautiful sight. From all around the world, different cultures unite. We're gonna make some magic, just you wait and see. Oh yeah, welcome to the ESL live stream, where we're learning English and fulfilling our dreams. No matter where you're from, we're all here as a team. Together we'll conquer, we're living the dream. Yeah! Teach and learn, it's a beautiful sight. From all around the world, different cultures unite. We're gonna make some magic, just you wait and see. Oh yeah, welcome to the ESL live stream, where we're learning English and fulfilling our dreams. No matter where you're from, we're all here as a team. Together we'll conquer, we're living the dream. Yeah! Teach and learn, it's a beautiful sight. From all around the world, different cultures unite. We're gonna make some magic, just you wait and see. Oh yeah, welcome to the ESL live stream, where we're learning English and fulfilling our dreams. No matter where you're from, we're all here as a team. Together we'll conquer, we're living the dream. Yeah! Welcome to the ESL live stream, where we share teaching tips and filling our dreams. No matter where you're from, we're all here as a team. Together we'll conquer, we're living the dream. Yeah!
live stream. Thank you so much for being here again. You might have didn't hear me well. It's been awesome. the last live we had was a lot of questions. We couldn't go through all your questions, so today we had to do it again and try to uh, answer as much as possible all your questions. Today, we gonna go about worldwide uh, ESL teaching jobs. And so I'm going to present a little bit the content for you today. Hope is going to look a little bit different today. It's vertical because a lot of you are live on, you're watching the live from your phone. So we are trying a new way to live stream today. Hope you like it. Hope is going to be a better appreciation of the live. So today, the content of the live is going to be we're going to go through the best ESL teaching jobs offers by continents and of course countries of each continent, the best one. We'll see as well the overview on China's education modernization plans toward 2035. You had a lot of questions about it. A lot of people don't really know what's going on in China. We're going to go through this, and your questions are welcome as well. Three, we will go with the predictions for the ESL teaching job market worldwide in 2024. Thank you if you are watching on Facebook, Twitch, Inc., and Instagram. Awesome on Instagram. Thank you for being here today. And we're gonna welcome, of course, the guest today. Uh, yeah, before before becoming the guest, a little disclaimer because this report provides a general overview and projections based on current trends and available data. Actual conditions may vary and are subject to change due to factors such as government policies, economic conditions, and global events. So that was a disclaimer for today. And let's check out today's guest. We're going to have Stuart from TEFL Lemons. Not really a guest, he's more of, yeah, host, co host, we're going to say. And welcome today a new guest on Watching ESL, Martin, the Sil foreigner. He's teaching in Korea, so we will have he will bring his expertise on this subject as well, maybe about Korea. We'll see that very soon. So we're gonna welcome the guests.
Now, let's welcome Stu from TEFL Lemon.
Let's welcome Stu from TEFL Lemon. How are you doing, brother? Oh, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Damn, bro. I'm not sure if yeah, could I hear you? It's okay. All right. So here we go. We're gonna welcome Martin, uh, who's here as well. Here we go.
Let's welcome Martin, the Sil foreigner.
Hello.
Hi, Martin. I can hear you.
Hi.
There's no problem. We're gonna
Great.
try with Stu if he can hear us. Hey, Stu, can you hear us now? I'm not sure. We can't hear you for sure.
You
No,
can't. No.
no, we can't hear you. All good. things happen.
a
That's the
minute.
life. That's real. But Martin, very nice to
Mm,
meet you. Wish you my best wishes for this new year. We're still in January, so I'd like to wish you all
yeah,
my best wishes. Like I always say, health, wealth, and happiness.
absolutely. Yeah, and likewise, best wishes for
Thank you.
2024 and Year of the Dragon.
True, yeah. So Uh, can you introduce yourself because this is your first time on the ESL live stream? Would be nice if you can give a little introduction what you're doing uh, and
Sure.
all of that.
Yeah, of course. I'll be happy to. So, as everybody knows, my name is Martin, and I run a YouTube channel called Soul Foreigner. So, and thank you for inviting me here, Mike. I've been an
All good.
English language teacher for over 18 years now. So, um,
Oh,
quite a while
that,
thinking about it.
that's a long time for sure.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, and obviously my experience has been limited to just the UK and now currently in South Korea. And whilst I was in the UK, I was teaching for a variety of language schools and universities. And now in South Korea, I'm working for a university here as well. Hopefully, I've got something to add. Should any questions arise from anyone, should they have any curiosity about teaching Korea as well?
y- yes, for sure. In the live, let's say a little hello. The chat here as well is a little bit like my chat is a little bit. I can see. Thanks. I have another screen. I can see the different people saying
Mhm.
hello. Everyone, especially as well on Instagram, a lot of people are saying a big hello. Thank you. Just let us know where you're from, where you take teaching, and we will help you uh, with your class, or let us know about your country's situation about teaching, and that will be really interesting. And you do have a YouTube channel because you do podcast as well.
Yes, I
Mark.
do. They're more like podcasts, I guess. So from time to time, I do a variety of live streams, and hopefully, should anyone be interested, they're more than welcome to come over and have a look. And I produce a lot of content more about online English language teaching, and as well as the sort of English language teaching tips and my experiences in South Korea.
Great. Thank you, Martin, for accepting the invitation. Very nice of you for being here. We're going to try again to let Stu come up. Hey, Stu.
Are you okay?
No, it's not working. Things happen. You might get out of Restream and come back. Try it out. That might be working. All right, good. So we're gonna start right away with the little presentation we had just a moment ago. That was the guest. So we're gonna go through um yes, the content again for you to remember. And it's, we're going to go with the best teaching offers by continent, the overview on China's education, and predictions for the coming new year. And great. So we're going to go on with the next. So we're going to start by the first continent is going to be North America. Oh, we could have
Yeah.
chosen America, North and South. Of course,
Mhm.
we can always but so, do you have a little experience on North America? Do you know a little bit about it?
Other than working with colleagues from North America, my knowledge is quite limited when it comes down to the US, Canada, and Mexico.
Yes,
um,
that the
yeah,
the the three biggest countries for sure. Yes,
Mm.
and we're gonna go only through the United States, which gonna be interesting to see what are the schools and their requirements. So we get school
Mhm.
and requirements here are schools, the kind of school that you can find as an ESL teacher here. Um, we do have public schools, private language institutes, university, typically a bachelor degree and a TEFL certification. Some states require a teaching license. And I can see on Instagram someone was asking, do you know about the existence of a program or way to begin as a teacher abroad without experience? That's a good question. On
Mm.
Instagram, without experience would be maybe a little bit difficult. So, yeah, do you know about the existence of a program or way to begin as a teacher abroad
Mm.
without experience? That's a good
Well,
question.
it's a good question. When I think back about when I first started teaching, and I ended up
Yeah.
going to teach in South Korea first of all, and I'm back again. And all
Mm.
I had was a bachelor's degree and no
Oh,
teaching
okay.
experience whatsoever. And I ended up finding a job at a private language institute. And I suppose there are opportunities available to join a private language institute should you have little to no experience, or maybe shadowing teaching, or possibly becoming a teaching assistant, as well as volunteering or joining as a sort of social organizer, or becoming involved with social events with language institutes or schools. And maybe that will get you into the door when it comes down to teaching without any experience.
Great. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah. All right. I was with Stu trying to see what's going on with it. So, it's always like this. Lives.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We're gonna go through the what is it called? The the PPT here, the presentation. So here, that was the school types and requirements. We're gonna go now on the next one. Uh, from the next five, the salaries and perks. Average
Mm.
salary ranges around $40,000 annually, of course, to $60,000 a year. Benefits often includes health insurance and retirement. What is it? Yeah, the retirement plans. All right. Let's see. We're gonna go to the next one because it's pretty a lot of stuff to review today. The demand and the evolution on the U.S. market is high demand in urban areas, and for specialized ESL such as business English.
Mm.
Steady demand with potential growth for 2024 projection, and online teaching platforms, of course. I think it's going to be, for many countries, going to be the future.
Yeah, I think so. Um, I think when it comes down to online teaching, you could teach wherever there's a stable internet connection, and you could be teaching a variety of students, not just based in your home country, but across the world. And then, should demand increase in certain countries, then you'll have accessibility for those students to join you for online lessons.
Mm. Um, I can see a question on the chat. I'm checking here on the live. The chat is not working very well on my platform now on Restream. Thanks, I have it there. We got Carolina Gonzalez Lugo who's saying, "Hi, I'm from Argentina. I was teaching in China for several years in 2020. I came to my country for holidays and I was not able to go back. So I'm planning to go back to my job." That's what that the thing that a lot of it happens to a lot of people now. Make sure your job is still there. That's the thing.
Yes.
We'll go. That's the thing. We gonna go through this. I was teaching in Xi'an Training Center, kindergartens, and primary school. That's where I am.
Mm.
Okay, Carolina. Yeah, training centers, kindergartens, and primary school. Make sure you still got contact with these schools, and we gonna go through later on what's gonna happen on the line. Yay, my kindergarten is still waiting for me. That's what she's saying. Okay,
That's
that's
brilliant.
cool.
Yeah.
Right. Great. Yeah, that was, we'll see for sure what's going to happen. A little bit more information about this topic. Let's see next. So we're going to go to Europe and let me see. I think Stu is in here. Yes, we're going to try if Stu can come back. Right.
Can you
Mate?
hear me, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Third time lucky.
Wow. I'm really sorry about that. Like everything,
No, no,
like,
no.
you know, I was behind the scenes, I was testing it, said, right, microphone ready, headphones ready. And I'd come in here and you can't hear me. So I did the old restart. I restarted my laptop and it worked. Sorry about that,
Told
guys.
you.
Sorry. Martin, finally.
Hi, Stu. Nice to see you again.
For lovely to see you as well, and for everyone watching here, me and Martin, we've both been involved in English teaching for 15, 20 years, and we're literally we discovered just a few years ago that we're pretty much from the same hometown. We're from the same county in England, very, very close. By car, 20 minutes away.
It is, yeah, very, very close. Who would have guessed?
How's Korea? Is it nice to get back?
It's nice to get back. Lovely. Great to be back in Korea. Having not travelled for a number of years due to the COVID pandemic, and now I'm back here and settled into my job. And I've been here for next week. It would be 5 months.
Right, it goes so fast, doesn't it? It really does.
It does.
And I've been watching the growth of your new channel, because you did ELT experiences for a long time, and now it's now Soul Foreigner. Awesome name, by the way. Awesome name.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good. So thanks for joining us, and sorry for the disruption.
No, it's great to have you. And
it's all good.
Thanks for
we were
seeing you.
Yeah, we were on that slide. You see the name of that slide? You were waiting for that one, Stu. So yeah, we were talking about United Kingdom. We're gonna put it maybe a little bit like this would be a little bit better. So yes, you guys know maybe a little bit better than me about it, but the thing is, we've been working outside of our own countries, right, for so many years. So when it comes to some people ask me sometimes, "Hey Mike, how's the education in France?" "Oh man, that's been 23 years." Just like, what? I'm not sure.
Well, as a TEFL teacher, hey Mary, welcome. As a TEFL teacher in England, it's basically two halves, two sides of the coin. You've got your seasonal work, so every summer, England is rammed with, and Martin will say the same. It's rammed with students that were coming on kind of exchange kind of programs, or coming over for the summer to do kind of immersive programs, living with the host family, watching TV at night, having dinner with the host family, really getting that UK family feel. And in the morning, they'll go to normally quite a grand house or something, quite a posh house in quite an affluent area, to learn English in the morning, and then maybe in the afternoon they'll go walking around Cambridge, walking around Oxford, walking around Brighton, around London, and doing activities. So this is a big part of a TESOL teacher's role in the UK, and again in the winter. Would you say the same thing, Martin?
Yeah, I would exactly what you said. I'd echo what you said. So definitely the summer is the peak period for English language teachers, and that's how I got started in the UK when I returned from Korea in 2009. Gosh, and I've been teaching in a language school during the summer periods. The winter is pretty quiet. There's very few jobs around in the UK in the winter periods, but then it's all hands on deck in the summer if you're teaching at a language school in the UK.
I think if you want to be a language teacher throughout the year, and there are positions, because you've got like students coming from abroad who maybe just missed getting the band that they wanted for their university. Maybe they got a 6, but they needed 6.5 in their IELTS or something. So their university will say, look, come on over. In 3 months or 4 months, we'll test you again. And if you're at 6.5 by that time, then you can begin your university course. So there's work like that. But normally, if you're working around the year, they will expect you to have something like a CELTA or even a DIP TESOL or Delta, like a level 7 qualification.
Absolutely. Sorry, Mike.
I get a question. It's all good. I was checking the live. It's all good. I get a question, interesting question on Instagram, where they're asking. Marita is asking a question to Stuart. Is there a demand of Spanish teachers in UK, and what are the requirements to do it? That's a good one.
Yeah, I think
that one, sure.
There would be Spanish programs available for people that want to learn Spanish in the UK. There's quite a lot of Spanish people living in the UK, so perhaps those jobs are already filled. But I don't know a lot about the Spanish teaching industry in the UK, but there would be programs available, absolutely, and you could check those out.
And here we go. So language schools, mostly in UK, language school, get public schools, private tutoring. You stop me if I'm wrong, guys. And then TEFL certification, CELTA preferred, and degree for a certain position, which is, a quick overview about the salary average annually is going to be £20,000 to £35,000, and with benefits vary by employer, of course, and the perks may include housing allowance and health insurance.
Yeah, one thing I would say, I suppose, if you're working for a large language school in the UK and they have accommodation available, then you'll be expected to live as a residential teacher or residential social organizer, getting involved with the social events after the students have finished their lessons. And within residential accommodation, they'll be giving you your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But it's pretty intense when you're trying to disconnect from your work environment when you're living in that environment as well.
Yeah, that's it. And also, because I saw the slide that you had in about the United States as well, but no one could hear me.
And had that time.
Yeah. In the US and the UK, you've also got like immigrant programs as well. So you'll be helping people that are just coming to the UK or coming to America who need help to integrate. They need help to understand life and how to fill out forms and things like that. So in the US, you've got lots of, you might be teaching kind of people who speak Spanish coming into the country. And, in the UK, you've got immigrant programs as well. So, you might be, teaching anyone from around the world and helping them to integrate into new life in the UK.
Great, I'm still here. I was checking in the live as well. All right. Okay, let's go to the next slide, which is gonna be about we're gonna go to another oh yes, demand, I forgot that one. Demand and projection, stable demand with a focus on business and academic English. For 2024 projections, potential increasing demand post Brexit for business English. That's how for the overview, maybe. All
Yeah,
right, here we
one thing
go
I would
to
mention
yeah.
about
Okay.
academic English is usually
Mm,
sometimes there's programs available for teachers wanting to get involved in academic English, academic writing, and that sort of thing during the summer months before these students start their undergraduate or postgraduate courses.
Yeah, you've for academic writing, you might be teaching like IELTS students who it's a bit tricky with IELTS. You've got the writing test is very, very tricky. You have to write in a particular way. You have to make sense of data for task one. It might be a pie chart or a line graph or something, and you have to explain that data using particular written language. So it is a skill that needs to be taught. But yeah, Martin, you're completely right. It's kind of like in the summer, just before that big September intake. And as far as business English goes, it's always going to be a thing, as globalization continues. And English is, we discussed this last week, English is the lingua franca. So you might have someone from France needing to speak to someone from Japan to do business. The French guy can't speak Japanese. The Japanese guy can't speak English, but they can both speak a bit of English. Can't speak French, but they can both speak a little bit of English. So they use that as a medium, and English will always be the medium that the business world uses.
of course, let's see South America now with one of the best countries. Number one would be Brazil. Let's see what Brazil has to. Well, other website would say Argentina. It's all they're all very close. So, how about the school? Language schools, international schools, private tutoring, and their requirements are usually bachelor degrees with TEFL certification, and previous teaching experience. And
Actually,
then,
Mike.
yeah,
Sorry, there's someone in the chat called Carolina. Hey, Caro. She was a
yes.
teacher in Xi'an for years and years. You might know her, Mike. She went back to
Oh,
Argentina just before COVID and got kind of locked out, and she's been there for the last few years. So if you're still there, Caro, just type into the comment section what it's like in Argentina. What is the TEFL industry like there? Are there many jobs? Do they pay okay? And etc. And
wonderful.
Eduardo, you too.
Eduardo, yeah, from Brazil. Welcome. Brazil. Yeah, that a place I'd like to go, man. Average salary is $800 to $2,500. I'd like to say hello to my dear colleagues from Brazil. They're really nice, very nice teachers. Hello, guys. So we stopped there. All right, Mike, go on. Uh, Housing allowance, flight reimbursement, and health insurance. That's pretty much what you can find, all those different perks you can find all around the world. growing demand, the actual situation, especially in business English and in major cities. So it's for 24th is going to be for Brazil is going to be a continued growth, and particularly in corporate sectors.
Yeah, with sorry, Martin, with Brazil, they're part of BRICS. Was it Brazil, Russia,
Yeah.
India, China, and South Africa? So they have like a business. What's the name for it? A block, basically, essentially a business block. So they are going to be increasingly doing English business with these other countries, and again, English is going to be the lingua franca.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Business, English, possibly opportunities, of course, like anywhere else, with teaching young learners and kids.
That's for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Here we go, Africa. So one of the best countries of best country is into. You don't get me wrong when I say best country is to bring good offers to teachers, and we're gonna go with South Africa. You have in the three best countries in Africa. You also have Egypt and Morocco, but I just did for South Africa because tell you what, all these slides, it was crazy. And yeah, so schools and their requirements: language school, private school, volunteer teaching, which is very interesting, volunteer teaching, and TEFL certification degree is often preferred for South Africa. Let's see, the salary average is $1,000 to $3,000 per month, and you get all the different perks that vary: accommodation allowance, flight reimbursement, health insurance, and pet vacation for South Africa.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
see
just
in
looking
chat.
at the
Yeah.
comment from Hannah. Hannah was actually one of my former trainees on the higher certificate in TESOL course. So we chat off and on quite a lot actually. So hello, Hannah. Yeah, we have
Hey.
BRICS, but South Africans are net. I'm not sure if I know what that means. So we only need volunteers. Okay, that's quite interesting. So as a TEFL teacher in South Africa, really just voluntary roles.
Mm-hmm. I suppose when it comes down to voluntary roles, if you're a teacher or you're an aspiring teacher and you have very little or no experience, then the best way or route into teaching is by volunteering and shadowing other teachers.
Oh, here we go to Oceania. Let's see. Here, there, the best country is going to be, of course, interesting offers in Australia. You have in second place as well, you get New Zealand, and third place, Fiji. So language schools, public schools, vocational colleges. Okay, vocational colleges, right? Private tutoring, international school. That's interesting. Vocational. We're going to talk about this later with the Chinese market, Chinese education. Trying to modernize. We'll see that later a little bit on. Stay tuned, guys. TEFL certification degree in native speaker level English. And
Yeah,
here
I've just got a friend, Mike. I've got a friend
Yeah.
called John. He was teaching. You might know him actually. He was teaching at Kung Chau in Xi'an. John, and he's just moved over to Australia actually, and he's now working for a university. Doing like I mentioned earlier, so he's kind of tutoring and mentoring the kids that come in at IELTS band 6 and they need 6.5. Mm-hmm. So they do that that language program to get them up to speed to get that big 6.5 or 7 that they need, depending on which university program they're going into.
Oh yes, Cooper. Yeah, he was my head teacher.
Yeah, good
All
guy,
right,
good
here we
friend.
go. Yes, he's awesome. We had nice PDs. Here we go. Then, yeah, high demand. The demand and evolution for 24th for Australia. High demand, especially for IELTS and preparation in business English. Continuing high demand for 2024 with growth in online teaching platforms, of course.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think the demand for online teaching has grown significantly post COVID.
Yes, true. We're gonna go with Asia. So, oops, sorry. This is wrong. For a moment, I lost you for a moment. Let me see. Oh no, sorry. Yeah. Oops. Here we go with South Korea. So this is your place, your home, your new home, Martin.
Yeah,
So you
yep.
tell me if it's wrong. We got public schools. Can you? Yeah,
Mhm.
I forgot to check out that Epic program. Do you
Mhm.
know that one or?
I'm aware. I've not been involved with the EPIC program or
Okay.
EPIC program, but it is epic in all regards. But it's
Okay,
basically the
Epic.
English. It's the English public schooling for you're teaching English to public school students, whether they're in lower, middle, or high school. Situations, and their education system is very similar to the US, so they have that sort of different ages. And you're basically when you're teaching as an EPIC or EPIC teacher, you're going to be teaching students as a conversational teacher, and you're going to be sharing the classroom with Korean teacher who's aware of the English grammar and everything else like that. So you'll be co-teaching um, in a classroom of possibly 30 to 50 students. So it's quite large classes. And they normally recruit EPIC teachers either for starting in March. So if people are interested in joining EPIC, then they're starting to recruit now for March. Or there's the September, the autumn term. So usually they'll be recruiting teachers June, July, August for the September start. And in terms of for teachers, it's usually the the 6, 7 countries which are recognised as English speaking countries. So you've got the US, Canada, Ireland, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, 7 different countries. And if you're a resident or citizen from those countries, then you're able to apply as an EPIC teacher, join in that program. And they'll pay your airfare, they'll give you accommodation fully paid, and you'll be
Okay.
able to work for 12 months. And after the 12 months contract, then you get a bonus of a month's worth of salary, and you can renew and carry on and that sort of thing. So it's a pretty good program, but you do need, on top of a 3 or 4 year bachelor degree, a CELTA or a TEFL qualification. And your salary is determined based on your qualifications, experience, etc.
Okay. Great. Thank you for uh, for all your
Yeah,
expertise.
so
Here we
really,
go.
yeah, thanks. No, just want to quickly say thanks, Martin, because I've heard of the EPIC program, but I didn't know what it was. And
Yeah.
yeah, so we have a similar thing in China. It doesn't have a program name, but you get teachers that will go into primary schools and middle schools and
Mm-hmm.
high schools within China. Again, the intake is after Chinese New Year. or September. So similar kind of intakes as well. And you work for the year, co-teaching, working very closely with the class teacher who, you know, will be following the curriculum. And I guess the foreign teacher there is to have more engagement, you know, the pronunciation, like the cultural awareness to give to the kids and stuff like that. So yeah, interesting. Thank you.
No, you're very welcome. And actually, who was it? ELT Planning, Pete Clements. He went through the EPIC program for a number of years, so he's certainly got experience of teaching in Korea as a EPIC teacher. And the benefits, I suppose, for working within a public school is you get about 30 days holiday a year, which is quite nice. But I notice on the PowerPoint here, Mike, that you've put Hagwon, which is like the private language institutes. And if you work for a Hagwon, as I did when I first started teaching, all you need is a degree. It doesn't matter what sort of degree you have, whether, you know, and an interest in English language teaching. And again, you've got to be a resident from those 7 countries. And you only get, I think, about 11 days holiday a year. So it's quite intense. And you'll be teaching students for 50 minutes and then have a 10-minute break, 50 minutes, 10-minute break. And you'll be teaching like 6 or 7 classes a day, Monday to Friday. So it's quite stressful, quite intense. And, you know, I went through that for the first 14 months with about 10 days holiday back then, 2 weeks holiday a year. But if you've got a CELTA, if you're an experienced English teacher and you want to get into Korea, then the EPIC program is definitely well worthwhile.
Great. Thank you very much for this. That's very things we didn't know for sure. And
very interesting.
Yeah. Bachelor degree, of course, TEFL certification in clean criminal background. I think it's usually
it's pretty applicable around the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got a question, Martin. Actually, in Korea, non-native teachers can they get teaching? Can they get TEFL teaching work?
Now, I've been asked this question before about non-native English teachers, and I suppose if you're a resident from a country, but your parents were from Korea and they emigrated, and say they went to Argentina or Brazil or somewhere like that, and if you return back to Korea as a person whose parents were Korean, then you'll be able to apply for a more flexible visa, and there's no limit or restrictions on you teaching, as long as you're able to communicate and teach the language that you're willing to teach. Now, the other route is if you're not fortunate to have parents from Korea, then and you're not within the 7 countries that you're teaching, I would, if you are, say, from France or Spain or India, and you want to teach in South Korea, particularly English or business, then the only way to get into Korea is to possibly have a PhD or an MA and to start working for a university delivering courses on whatever specialism you have with your MA or PhD. However, outside of those 7 countries, to teach as a English language teacher, it's pretty restricted for non-native English teachers.
That's a shame. Yeah, a lot of the greatest teachers I've ever met were non-natives. You know, very, very proficient, absolutely. Great pronunciation, great skills, good educators. It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough, and Korea, since the comparison between 2005 and now, it's very internationalized. I do hope that teachers are recognized for their qualifications and experience abroad, regardless of their country of origin. And it would be quite nice to give equal opportunities for those proficient teachers, experienced teachers who either come from Spain or Brazil or Argentina, because they have so much to offer students and inspire students who want to acquire and become proficient in English.
Yeah, there's been quite a lot of research that people who are learning English for work purposes, or at school, and they go on to speak English later on in their lives, most of them will be speaking to other non-natives. The vast
Mhm.
majority won't actually even be speaking to native speakers anyway. So it's very important, as soon as possible, to get language learners listening to other non-native speak English, so they just get their ear tuned to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're quite right. The vast majority of English speakers are non-native speakers of English, and you're quite right that to develop that skill of listening and improving comprehension of non-native English speakers when other people are communicating in a lingua franca is certainly worthwhile.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So, and let's go back. Oops. I feel so lonely. Here, yes. So salaries and perks around $2,000 to $3,500 a month, and
Mhm.
often includes housing,
Mhm.
airfare, and bonuses. I think it, it vary according to the school, I guess. And how about the future? The actual demand is quite high demand, particularly
Mhm.
in Hagwons. Is it true? And
I
for
would say so.
youngsters.
Yeah,
Mm,
Hagwon's private language institutes, there's certainly great demand. However, the decline in birth rate in Korea will certainly have an impact on Hagwon's public schools and universities. So there may be a slight decrease of demand when it comes down to the next 5-10 years. But currently, as we are now, 2024, there's certainly great demand for English teachers working at Hagwon's public schools and universities.
great. Thank you. Here we go. Then, great. I think it's going to be it for, we're going to now start with China. Of course, we've been through already last week a little, we're going to say, because we had too much questions. Let's see first a very quick overview of the situation. Public school, private language centers, and international schools, and they require bachelor degrees, TEFL certification, and as well a clean criminal record. About the salary is going to be $1,500 to $3,000 per month, and benefits often include housing, airfare, reimbursement, and bonuses. About the
Mhm.
demand and the evolution, it's a big question here. We're gonna see that later. But what's gonna happen in 2024? So actually, it always been high demand through recent regulations have impact the private tutoring sector and potential stabilization with a focus on quality over quantity in ESL hiring. This is what we might be facing. We'll see what's going to happen in China. It already happens. I mean, it's already on. It's the China's education modernization plans towards 2035. So China's ambitious plan is to modernize its education system by 2035, as outlined in two key documents: the China's Education Modernization 2035 Plan and the implementation plan for accelerating education modernization. But that was in 2018, 2022, right?
Yeah, China's we talked about the difficulty that China has because of its large population, because of its culture, the way that they've always taught. They've got
True.
these headwinds, but change is on the horizon. Like there was a major delegation from the Ministry of Education that went. It was either last year or the year before to probably last year, really, just after COVID. But they went to Finland to have a look how the Finns are doing things. Less homework, less pressure. Having a look at the Finnish model, visiting classrooms, speaking to government representatives within the Finnish Ministry of Education. And I think that they probably came away and learned a lot and thought, right, but how can we can't implement it all. China will never be Finland, but maybe we can take some bits and use them. So, and also that there's, I was speaking to a recent graduate who's a teacher, and what China are doing, they're doing this in Shanxi province. I don't know if they're doing it in other provinces, but what they're doing is paying for the university courses, either a subsidy or the whole thing. But the students will sign an agreement to say, at the end of my studies, once I graduate to become a teacher, I'm going to return to my hometown, particularly in rural areas, because you get a lot of brain drain. You get good teachers, or the best teachers. They want a better standard of living, want higher salary, so they'll leave their rural place in China and they'll head east, head to Zhejiang, head to Shanghai, wherever. And you leave behind teachers that maybe are less qualified, less kind of get up and go. And so there's a program to get teachers back to where they were. So I think that's part of the plan as well for modernization of the education system in China.
Yes, let's go back. Yeah, there's Chinese education. The plans so that for should be one to establish a modern education system. Like you said, they went to other countries to check out other countries' system, ensure universal access to high quality preschool education, provide balanced and high quality compulsory education, maximize attendance in senior high school. We got 8 points. We got the next 8 are gonna come. So the significantly improve vocational education. That's very important. In my school, we had new vocational classes like cooking or woodwork, and that's very carpenter. We can say not like that, maybe. But yeah, develop a more competitive higher education system, provide adequate education for disabled children, which is very important as well. We didn't have this in Xi'an, especially, those policies happens more into the west part of China, because Beijing, Shanghai, they already have a strong roots, but in Xi'an is still developing. If I'm not wrong with that, if I say something wrong, it's not a statement. It's what I think it is, right? And what we can see in China. I had a lot of parents in my classroom, a lot of kids in my classroom with a very a little disorder, and the parents were telling me there's no school for my kid. So that's very important that they, of course, work on it. Create a new education management system involving social participation. Yes, so it's the 8 points of this plan, and the plan outlines several tasks to achieve these goals, including improving teachers' quality education infrastructure, reducing what is that?
Disparities.
Disparities, promoting lifelong learning, and modernizing all education sectors, especially preschool and vocational education and training.
Yeah,
Is
the
it?
vocational training. Sorry, Martin, go ahead.
Yeah, I can see that China's attempting to evolve or develop where they focus more on vocational educational training. Um, is it because there's been greater emphasis over the years that success is portrayed as maybe becoming a manager in a business or joining a big corporation like Huawei or that sort of thing? And there's a lack of vocational um, workforce now, or what's the reason behind it? Do you think?
There was a huge stigma over
Yeah.
the last 20. I've been in China. I was in China for 20 years, and when I first came, it
Oh,
still
yeah.
had this stigma. So you're probably talking
It's
for
still
a
there.
very long time. If a kid got a good Gaokao score, they would go to university. If they got a bad Gaokao score, they would go to vocational school. That was pretty much it. So if you're a good student, you went to university, you could study, become a doctor, go into business, whatever. If you got a bad Gaokao score, you went to a vocational school where you learn farming, you learn painting, decorating, you could you learn to cut people's hair, whatever. What's happened is that mindset has stuck, and everybody who's got an okay to good Gaokao score has gone to a university. However, you've got record numbers of graduates. They're all leaving after 4 years with this swanky degree, and there's no
Mhm.
jobs. So you've got
True.
millions of kids or young people very worried about their future, still living at home with mum and dad. They've got no job. They're really, really worried. There's an expectation if they want to get married that they need to buy a house and a car, which they just can't afford.
Yeah.
Huge, huge societal problems. So I think the government are now pushing, hey, vocational school is okay. It's not as bad as you think. And lots of people who have gone the vocational route now have jobs, and now they're earning a good salary. And those that didn't go the vocational route don't have a job. So there's this change in focus now.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of probably Chinese tradition. The face is also very important. Losing face. So
Yeah.
no, but whatever when it's vocational, it's not it's not losing face. We need uh, all the labor force for a country need everyone. And the piece of the puzzle is all the pieces are very important. So implementation plan for accelerating education modernization in 2018 I'm gonna say is still on until 22.
Mm.
But that's how it is, how it was in the report I found. And the implementation plan details actions for achieving tasks, integrate them with other national strategies like vocational education reform, the Belt and Road Education Action Plan, and development in the Midwest region. It includes developing a comprehensive evaluation system for double first class initiative and implementing projects in higher education housing of discipline development, entrepreneurship, and research. Yes. So here is what is the key developments so far. Online education is quite a rapid growth with over 854 million internet users and 232 million online education users as of June 2019. Imagine today. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the shift to online education with
Mhm.
extensive use an online platform for schools and university education. Yes,
Yeah,
we
I
had
would
the
agree.
flu back in Xi'an. Back in Xi'an, we had the flu like few weeks before. And since they had if 30% of the kids were missing, we would go online teaching. It's
Mhm.
becoming a habit now to go online teaching, not in my school, but in public school, for sure.
I think
So,
for educators themselves, teachers, they need to really develop the skills on how to teach online, as well
oh,
as the more
sure.
traditional approach of teaching face to face. And if you're not teaching online or you don't have those necessary skills, then you need to try and develop those skills if you don't have that experience yet.
That's a great point, Martin. When COVID happened and all of us were told, "Hey, you're going to be teaching online from Monday,"
Yeah,
we
Mm,
most people had never done it before, and you're trying
yeah.
to come to grips with Microsoft Teams and Zoom and
mm,
Tencent and this, and you've never, you know,
Ding, ding.
you need complete different pedagogy,
mm,
different methodologies
Yeah.
of how to teach online, and you need to practice the skill to get better, right? It's like driving a car.
absolutely. Yeah.
It's like you need this practice. Actually, that's one of the modules in my TESOL course is on unit 15 is how to teach online, because it's going to be such an important thing in the future. People need to know how to do it.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. What do you think are the biggest differences between teaching online and teaching face to face then?
The biggest problem that you have is engagement, student engagement, because if you're teaching in the classroom, you can walk around, you can build those relationships, you can bounce back and forth, use the board, move around, move the chairs. In when you've got that static face-to-face teaching, you have to kind of teach in a very different way. Often you get given like a textbook, and you'll just go through the textbook, and you lose a lot of the tricks that you've got in your lot of the arrows in your bow. You can't use them because
Mm,
of the online platform. So you have to kind of think up of different ways to engage the learner. In engagement, I read quite a lot of research when I was writing that course about student engagement, and this is the biggest concern both of online teachers and of online students, is that they felt that they weren't being engaged within the learning and they didn't learn very much. And when I was
mhm,
teaching online myself, engagement was a big problem, and I felt that the kids weren't learning very much, and I think the kids felt that themselves. So it was a very,
yeah.
very big problem.
Yes. I remember the first time I started to teach French was online. After teaching 20 years of English, I started to teach French online, and I was like, "My goodness, what I'm gonna do?" I'm not a fan of online teaching, but I get an idea of how it works. But it's just the space is too.
Mm,
It's quite tough.
Well, the thing
So
is with
yeah,
online teaching, is I was reading something from the British Council, and I was saying within 10 years, more people will be learning online than will be learning English online than they will be face to face. So this is a
mm,
trend which will continue, and in 20 years' time, classroom teachers will be in the minority. So this is something we need to
yeah.
learn.
Well,
it is.
I've got quite a few videos. If anyone's interested on online teaching, and I've shared actual online teaching recordings. on my channel. And if there's anyone that's interested in learning how to teach online, or this opportunity that's become available, or the demand that's increased for online teaching, then feel free to have a look at my channel. I've got a video coming out tomorrow around this time,
Nice.
12 noon UK time, about setting up a profile and how best to market yourself, really, as an online teacher.
Awesome.
And it's certainly not going to go away. And I would certainly agree with the British Council's assertion that there's going to be a greater number of students learning online than they are within a physical classroom.
Yeah,
Right.
check that out.
So go and still foreigner for make sure to check out his video. I'll be checking out your video for sure tomorrow then.
Yeah, grab
That's
your
great.
popcorn.
How long is it?
Yeah, it's not that
An hour
long.
and a half?
Probably about 13.
Oh, okay, because
Yeah.
you said popcorn. I was like, that's a movie.
Well,
All
grab
right.
a small bowl of popcorn.
Rocket. That's good. All right. So the key developments so far, artificial AI, artificial intelligence. So China is looking to emphasis on AI in education with plans to integrate AI in primary and middle school education and promote AI research and education in higher education institution. That's quite interesting. That one. Um, uh, yeah, AI. You got to see how to use that.
Yeah, Baidu is investing billions of dollars or billions of renminbi into AI development. Yeah, so buy shares in Baidu. Basically, it's going to go through the roof. They're really serious about it. They're from classroom applications, business applications, self-driving cars, everything. China are very serious about AI. So that's going to be massive in the next 10 years in China.
Right. Let's check out as well, like what we said earlier, vocational education and training implementation of comprehensive reforms in VET, including the double high initiative and the, what is that? 1+X model. Yeah, focusing in industry integration and apprenticeship program. Yeah, nice. And then yes, another key, course development and curriculum design, comprehensive reform of educational materials and curricula with a focus on incorporating socialism with Chinese characteristics. Yeah. The sports and physical education, increased focus on sports education and practical abilities of students, including international collaboration in sports. That's nice. Had a lot of issues before with students not doing enough sports. I remember that. Further internationalization, increased funding and for study abroad programs, and goal to host 5,000 international students by 2020. I tried to find about 2023, but I couldn't. It's really difficult to find informations online on internet. So here is following the release of these plans, many provincial governments, it's important to notice that they have released their own directives of action plans, and it is expected that more policies and guidelines will be published in the future to support the goal and strategy of the plans. It looks like in China, there's different provinces that have different regulations, so it's really not uniform. It's really, a little bit of
Yeah,
difficult to.
that's one of the difficulties, I think, as a foreigner, as a foreign teacher in China, is keeping up with the differences from province to province. I was speaking
Yeah.
to the director of studies at a school in Daqing once in Heilongjiang, and he'd been there for years. Good guy, and he phoned me up and he said, I need to move. And I said, why? And he goes, they won't accept South Africans anymore in this province. South African teachers can't get a
Wow.
visa. So we had to
Wow.
move to Jilin or somewhere, the next province along, in order to get a job. And now South Africans are allowed there again. It's like a yo-yo, and these directives that come from above, but each province deals with things in their own different way. And there's no,
Sometimes they.
semi-autonomous, I suppose.
yeah, there's just an announcement. From September 1st, you can't have a job anymore. And it's very, very tiresome. It's difficult to keep up with.
Yeah. So this is, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, frankly. So that's the predictions for the ESL teaching job markets. I think it's worldwide. Yeah. Continued growth. Of course, the ESL demand for ESL teachers is expected to continue growing in 2024, driven by the increasing importance of English language skills in global communication and business. You guys were pointing out earlier, and that's what is going to be happening for sure in the future. Here, we're not talking about China anymore. It's kind of to conclude about what might be happening on, of course, continued growth. We all have to learn English. I'm a non-native, so we all have to learn if we want to communicate, not only in business field, but just when you want to travel. It's very
Do you
important.
think possibly that, sorry to butt in, Mike, but do you think
Good.
there's a possibility
Good.
that there's stagnation within the English language teaching field within China because of the regulations or the decline in birth rate and that side of things?
I think so, because many schools are they have a lack of enrollment, and they have been asked to close as well. They have been asked to close their door. So today, I know that I heard in Xi'an, for example, there's a training center that has the name of an animal, and the animal has a very long neck. And I remember that some teachers, they arrived there the in I think it happens in a weekend or in 2 days. They were gone. The guys
Wow.
were all gone. I mean, all schools of this training center, they run away, just run away with the money. If we can say that.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So it is crazy. They closed their door right away because pressure. I don't know what kind of pressure they had, doing maybe. I don't know what happened. Some provinces, province to province regulations are different. The way to apply these regulations might be sometimes a little bit too rough. So when I heard this news, I was like, wow, damn.
Yeah,
That-
I had two sisters on my TESOL program, and they were teaching at Sesame Street in a city somewhere in Shanxi province, not Xi'an, a different city. And they were new in China. They'd been here for about 6 months, loving the China life. And then they were called to the office, said, we need to close down. We need to let you go. yeah, and they didn't know what to do. You know, they come to this country. They were given this job offer, this contract that they thought would be for a minimum of a year, and then all of a sudden, you know, poof, gone. Didn't have a job anymore, and it was so sudden. And all of these teachers' lives were completely,
Broken.
had
Yes.
broken lives. You know, just out of the
Yeah.
blue. It's been very, very bad, bad situation for thousands of people.
And sorry, Stuart, and you've obviously moved from China back to the UK. And what spurred you on to move back to the UK, if I could ask?
Yeah, so it's a mixture of, I mean, for me, it was a mixture of many things. I'd been away for 21 years. I didn't ever dream that I'd be gone for that length of time. My parents are getting older. You know, I missed home. COVID was very tough. Being locked in at Christmas, the difficulty with language, reading things, getting by, healthcare. It was tough. I needed a break, so I headed back for a little while. Yeah, very difficult time.
Yeah, but the right
For
choice,
sure.
I suppose.
Yeah, it's nice. I can watch Brighton games now, which I couldn't before. Yeah, it's nice. But I miss, I miss. Yeah, they're doing okay. But I miss.
A big shout out to the team.
I do miss China. It was a big part of my life, you know. But if you spend 2 decades in any country and you know, you take up some of that language and way of life and thought processes, right? So yeah, I miss it every day, you know.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, so here we go. Emerging markets, of course, online teaching. We're talking about the online ESL teaching sector is predicted to experience significant growth in 2024, with more students and teachers embracing remote learning opportunities. And that might be the future for sure. Well, it's already growing every day. Then specialized teaching. There will be an increasing demand for ESL teacher with specialized skills, such as teaching business English, exam preparation, and English for specific purposes. Yeah, especially you're gonna have keep up updating your skills. Sources, the predictions are based on market research reports, industry surveys, and interviews with ESL teaching professional and experts. Let me see. Next, sorry. Source of information, industry. That's nice. I can't see the title. All right, sources. Yeah, that was the sources ahead for the live. Yes, all information, industry reports, and markets analysis from reputable research firms, surveys, and interview with ESL teachers and language schools administrators, data from online job platforms, and ESL teaching jobs. All right, and that's all for
Just quickly
today's
there, Mike.
presentation. Yep.
Just quickly there, Mike. You mentioned there English for specific purposes. It's a big market in that, and not enough TEFL teachers really get involved with it. There's so many micro courses you can take to really boost up. I mean, like hospitality English, English for aviation, English for the oil industry. I've got a friend, an Australian guy. He joined Shell Oil to be teaching kind of business English for oil as well, and he made a ton of money. Did a really big company to join as an English teacher. So there are English for specific. He landed on his feet, but English for specific purposes. Look into it. There's some really good ways that you can really give your CV a pop by taking micro courses.
Yeah. Well, actually, exam preparation as well. There's a variety of training courses free. I noticed online today, and I posted it on my Facebook page, there's a free online webinar that the British Council are offering now for those English language teachers that want to get involved in IELTS preparation. And it starts tomorrow. So, if anyone is interested in getting into the IELTS preparation, exam preparation market, then definitely get involved with this online free webinar and get training, because there's certainly demand for it.
Wow, I'll check that out actually. Where is that on your website? On your Facebook page?
On my Facebook page, yeah. Have a look, and I just spotted it today, and I thought, wow, that's a great opportunity for those that want to get involved with IELTS exam preparation.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So don't forget to check out the Sil Foreigner on YouTube. Of course, if you go to YouTube, you'll be able to find his Facebook as well. Really nice to have you with us today, and hope that you can join another time. And yes,
Sure.
today we were talking about all online teaching, all what we've seen in most countries in the world. You have to have a TEFL or TESL certification, and it's very important to update your skills, and that's what I do with Stu has a perfect course for everyone.
Mhm.
Can you tell
Absolutely,
us a little bit
yeah.
of your course? It's
Yeah, no worries. So,
really awesome course.
oh, thanks, Mike. So, yeah, I wrote a 180-hour higher certificate of TESOL, which is a level 4 on the global frameworks, and it's a wholly online course, and you get really good tutor support from our team of tutors, and they'll help you and you guide you, and you work through one unit. You do a quick kind of like half-hour assessment, send it off to your tutor, that gets marked. You get a really nice personalized feedback, and then you move on to unit 2, and lots of online courses. There was feedback from trainees that they kind of felt abandoned and forgotten, and once they'd paid their money, they kind of just got forgotten about and left to their own devices, and quite a few of them just dropped off and didn't finish. So we don't do that at TEFL Lemon. We make sure that you're always engaged. We look after you. We ask if you're okay, and at set points during the course, you have a video call with your tutor, and you can say how you feel. And the tutor will keep you going all the way through to the completion at the end, when you get your lovely 180-hour certificate. And you can use that worldwide, and part of the cost is free courier delivery to wherever you are in the world. So it's a one-stop solution for teachers who are looking to either improve their qualifications that they already have, or for new teachers coming into the TEFL industry. It's both for you.
And you have a unit about online teaching as well,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
Mm.
very
Yeah,
useful for.
Yeah, when I wrote it, when I wrote the course, I thought to myself, what do teachers need? What do teachers need the most? So I put in the essential ones in there, but I also put in the ones there that modules in there that weren't to be found in other courses. So how to teach online, how to teach large classes. Like Martin said, at the EPIC program, you need to teach 40, 50 kids. You need skills for that, and you're not taught how to do it on any TEFL course, but on ours you are. So it's a fantastic course, so give it a go.
Yeah. And I remember speaking with you, Stuart, and we did a live stream all those years ago, and it was a course that you were developing at that time, I believe, if I remember correctly. And it's how long has the course been running now?
Yeah, so it's been running for, it's got accredited at the start of last year, and we first took on our first students about 18 months ago. So it's going really well. This week we've had 5 new trainees. We've got another 2 joining today, so it's really gathering speed now. So It's
great.
good. It all feels worthwhile. It's a lot of work, I promise you. I wouldn't do it again. If you're going to write a TEFL course, forget it. Don't do it.
But if anyone wants to start getting involved in online teaching, then have a look at Stuart's TEFL course. It certainly will help you when it comes down to online teaching.
Yeah, thanks.
Exactly. And if you scan the QR code right here, you can go right to a 30% off of the course, and you got to use the code. If I'm not wrong, Stuart, right? Mike's Home ESL is still on, I guess. No,
Yes, that's
right?
it. So you use the link. Yep, still going. If you put in Mike's Home ESL, you at checkout, you see 30% of the cost of the course vanish immediately. So use the code Mike's Home ESL.
Awesome. And thank you very much, Martine, for being here today. That was awesome
You're
to have
very
you
welcome.
to have you with us.
Well,
Wish you all the
it was
best in
great to
Korea.
join. Thank you very much. And all the best as well in China and the UK.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Martin. Thank you very much.
All right.
Don't forget to follow him
Ciao.
on YouTube. The Seoul Foreigner can see your video tomorrow night, right? What time is it gonna be? Seoul
It's going to be
time.
12 p.m. UK time, so it's going to be 9 p.m. Seoul time.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Martin. Wish you all the best.
Cheers.
See you soon.
All
Maybe
right.
in another life. Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Ciao.
Cheers. Ciao. How's too? Thank you so much as well for was a difficult start. You never know what happens
Yeah,
with
sorry
lives.
about that. It's like it's
But
never happened before. It did happen about 6 months ago, didn't it? But crazy. I had to
you know,
resort to the last resort to restart the laptop, and it worked.
you never it's always like this. Me too. I was freaking out as well today a little bit, but that was awesome. Thank you so much for being in a live again today. Wish you all the best. Hope to see you next week. Maybe we'll be talking about there's always this big deal with natives and non-native speakers. That might be a nice topic. You guys, viewers, you tell us what you want to see, what topic you want us to talk about, and we'll be happy to go through
It was
with you.
quite shocking, wasn't it, that native speakers don't get a chance to teach in South Korea unless your parents are some South Korean. You want to go back there to teach. I mean, what are you talking about? Maybe 5 a year or something. I mean, who's going to be in that kind of category, right? So literally no chance if you want to go to Korea, which is very, very sad and unfair, I think. But yeah, that's a great topic, Mike. But yeah, like you say, it's a follower-driven. Let us know what you want us to talk about, and we'll cover it.
Thank you, Stu, for being here again today. That was awesome. See you next week. Take a good care. Have a good time with family. I'll see you next Sunday.
Brilliant. Yeah, see you guys. Thanks a lot, Mike. Take care. Bye.
Cheers. Bye. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Hope it has been useful for you. If you have more questions on the subject, just feel free to leave your comments into the section wherever on Instagram. You can message me. I'll usually answer ESL live stream. Hope you like it today. It was the first time that we had that vertical live. Wasn't easy. There are always technical issues, and we were live 1 hour and 34 minutes. Thank you, David Useline. Thank you on Instagram. I can see your message. It's on Restream. You cannot put the message into the screen. I could have, but today Restream is not working. I cannot show the message. That's a pity. A lot of people uh, have been talking, have been trying to uh, send message, trying to answer. Yes, let's watch. It's too late. It's the end. Thank you so much for being here today. That was the ESL live stream. Hope to see you next week, 9 p.m. Sunday night, every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Beijing time. Have good fun. Happy teaching to all. Thank you. Cheers. Bye bye.